best Aussie car for under $350 is probably the one sat behind me on a bench right now. I have tested hundreds of different RC cars over the years. If you've watched this channel regularly, you know I will tell you when something's good and when it's bad. Right now, I'm telling you, this is quite possibly the best RC car under $350. Anyway, keep watching, particularly for the runtime test, because there is a pure comedy gold moment in there. 3 wheels on my wagon. Well, welcome to my ZD Racing 9020 unboxing. Oh, well, Rich, why should you be interested in this video? If I said this was a 1/8 scale buggy, 2400 kV brushless motor, 120 amp ESC, 4S capable, full metal chassis, full metal drivetrain for precisely $1 less than an Armour Typhon 3S BLX. Might you be interested? I think so. So let's see how we got here. If I sound enthusiastic about this thing, I am. That's because I've already driven it outside. So time to unbox the ZD Racing 9020 version 3 1/8 4-wheel drive brushless buggy. That's not the box I'm looking at, Rich. That's the ZD Racing Pirates 2 BX8E, which is not the same car at all. However, it is a 9020 version 3 inside the box. A couple of other people have also highlighted this issue under these times of COVID. I'm not too worried about that. But if you buy one of these and it comes in that box, you're thinking you bought the wrong car, open the box before firing off at Banggood saying you haven't got the right car. Interesting though, it does come with the Pirates 2 BX8 manual. Nice rear wing, which is going to attach on there, and I am liking what I am seeing from the outset. Some severely thick aluminum on there. Radio, oh! Okay, well, first things first, it comes with a Dumbbell Rc Transmitter. Crazy name, don't be fooled by that for a minute. This thing has a 500 meter range. This is the 4-channel version. They do a 6-channel version. Channel 1 is obviously throttle, reverse brake, etc. Channel 2, the steering on here. You have got reversible steering, steering trim, steering dual rate, reversible throttle, throttle trim, throttle dual rate on here. So you've got a lot of functions on the transmitter from the very outset, which bodes very, very well for what you're about to see. Okay, I was just taking it out the box, and the first thing I would say that blows me away is the weight or the lack of it. This does not feel like almost like the weight of a normal 1/8 scale buggy. Bearing in mind, compared to an Armour Typhon 3S BLX, you're seeing from the outset all metal shocks on here, shock towers both front and rear, sway bars both at the rear and at the front, and there is metal, aluminum everywhere I can see. Anyway, let me get the wing on, let's get the cover off. Diving straight down into the car. 2 body clips, making it nice and easy to get access to everything. That's almost like a racing type buggy in terms of the ease of access to the inside of the car. Okay, diving straight into things, the interconnector for the batteries. As I said, this will set a 3S or a 4S pack, 120 amp ESC, 2400 kV brushless motor. Now you might be thinking that could take 6S, but the ESC won't. They do specifically say do not run 6S through that ESC. If you wanted to make yourself a cheap Armour Typhon 6S, I would suggest you could buy this car, swap out that ESC, because I would think that the motor would run with 6S without too many overheating issues. A waterproof receiver box on here, servo on there. I'm still trying to figure out how many kilos that has got in it, but we have got metal drivetrain all round, metal pinion, metal spur, center differential on there, metal center drive shaft both front and rear, metal chassis. This is beginning to sound very Armour-like. What is not Armour-like is the braces on here to the rear and to the front. They're not plastic, they're actually metal as well. Now the other obvious thing on here, you have got a lot of orange aluminum on here, and it's the good stuff, the 5mm thick stuff on here. So from the outset, this was looking good to me. It will take a 3S battery, but it will also take a 4S LiPo as well. Later on this week, I will be doing a speed test on 3S and then 4S, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you want to see just how fast this thing goes. As I say, for just $1 less than an Armour Typhon 3S BLX. That rear wing was fairly easy to put on, just 2 screws, 2 nuts underneath on there. Now, that metal chassis, just check out those front beefy A-arms, lots of triangulation on there for strength. Say full length metal chassis plate on here. Again, fairly substantial A-arms at the rear. So you can see why I think this is looking good from the absolute outset. But just focusing on that rear suspension, just check out how many camber adjustment positions alone there are and shock tower adjustment positions their own. Threaded big bore shocks, so we can tune those up and down to your heart's content. This thing is ticking so many boxes, and aluminum stub axle carrier hubs on there. So what do we think from the outset, people? I am loving this thing from the start. I'm loving the orange aluminum, but my initial thoughts are this whole thing looks very well designed indeed. And I would also point out, not only is that ESC 4S rated, it's fully programmable using the optional program card. So what else is jumping straight out at me? Turnbuckles all round, just about everywhere you can care to look on the car. At the front, check out the turnbuckles and the shock tower adjustment on there. Absolutely outstanding at this price point, as are these big bore threaded aluminum shocks. I just cannot wait to get this thing outside. Anyway, Rich, stop talking, power on, outside, blast. Just remember guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, all powered up. ZD Racing 9020 on 3S. I have to say, I'm impressed with the steering from the outset, because with the car left off the ground, that is buttery smooth. Fan making a huge amount of noise, that is absolutely no bad thing at all, given the fact it's about 96 degrees out here. Anyway, oh man. Okay, nobody but an idiot goes driving something with this much power. Like, I'm liking this. I'll tell you right now, I am liking this from the absolute outset. Man. Brakes. We're liking that good brake. Oh, mother of. Oh my lord, Richie, this thing is. I'm going to stand out of the way, actually. I'm going to stand out of the way. Right, full throttle. Good brakes. Might increase that punch level a little bit, but that wasn't losing any traction at all on this. And I have to say, traction. Loving the brakes. Definitely loving the brakes in this area. You can't get on it too much. Comedy style, the wheel has just fallen off from rolling down the road. Always check the wheels. Now when this happens to you RC guys, you need an 11-year-old daughter, because we looked all around over here for this. Isabella spotted this 11 feet away on the curb. Wheel had hit here. Well, the wheel had come off here, but obviously still had the hub attached to it and fired away down there. Unbelievable to find that. Thank you very much, my darling Isabella. Okay, back in the game. Now while the wheel nut came off, I would just point out, just check out the aluminum steering hub and axle on there. And I'd also like to thank my daughter Isabella for spotting this 11 feet away from the outside of my property. Outstanding. Rear wing could maybe do with a bit of straightening out, but nice brakes on the thing. Oh, couple of plant switch. So full acceleration on grass from a standing start. Yeah, a bit of wobble around, but it's got no TSM or ABC on here, so full throttle and wipe it down. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the outset. That lightweight that I thought at the start. Ooh, don't want to take your ankles there, Rich. No idea on the top speed on this, but suffice to say, we're going to be testing that later this week. Brakes nice and strong, which is always good. I always like to think like a beginner car. If you're going to get it wrong, horribly wrong, do you want to hammer on the brakes? Yeah, and you do, because there is nothing worse than getting a nice new RC car and then stucking it into the back of something. Grip on this thing is actually surreal. I've driven a couple of RC 1/8 scale race buggies, and I have to say, this is definitely on a par with them, even on low speed handling. Tight turns on there, and there is no tendency for the back to slip out on these tyres at all, and the brakes, as I say, are absolutely outstanding. Which is always good at close quarters when your ankles are in some danger. Well people, what are you thinking so far? Because I am absolutely loving the thing. Now this is just, ooh, he says very careful on that tree there, Rich. Now this is just on foot 3S. Yeah, okay, super tight turn. It's gonna whip the back out, but then there's not much of an inside rear lift on there. I actually have to say, I would quite like to take this around the track, because the handling on this thing is, I say sublime, but it's pretty darn good. That steering radius. So we've got a whiff of power. And just barely wants to flick the back end out on there. Okay, well, I did a video a short while ago on best cars under $100. Best cars under $300. I had not got this on the radar on the list. I've been playing around this now for about half an hour, so the battery is beginning to die. The handling of it is simply absolutely sublime. Grip on the stock tyres, ridiculous. It's running today just on 3S. Goodness only knows what this is going to be like on 4S. Brakes on it, absolutely outstanding. I love the brakes on the car. People say, why do you rave on about the brakes, Rich? Because if you're a beginner, that is the difference between stuffing your car into a wall and ruining your day or not. Transitions. What's that, 30 well? Don't tell too many more plants. In fact, the way there, Richie. The back grips just like crazy. No tendency to drift out whatsoever, he says. And then gives it full throttle on the wet grass on there. But you get the picture, people. That's full throttle. Full throttle. Steering hard lock on. Good brakes, as I say. Which is what matters. I'm thinking for $318, this thing is actually going to outdo the Armour Typhon 3S BLX by quite a long way. Handling on the thing, absolutely sublime. Bearing in mind I'm working limited space around here, guys and girls, on the driveway, but handling on the stock tyres on it, very, very good indeed. Wheel nut coming off to start with, that's down to yours true. That's down to this idiot, yours truly, not checking the wheels and the tyres on the thing. I religiously check the wheels and the tyres on my own cars every time I run them. New, stock out of the box, didn't think about it, didn't bother with that, but you live and learn by my mistakes. It has more than enough power on 3S around my driveway to make me think it's only going to be sensible to take it out and test it on 4S in a far larger area. So if you don't want to miss that video, where I will also GPS speed test it on 3S and then on 4S, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe. But we ain't going to 4S today, not in this confined space, because 3S, this thing has power by the bucket load. Link to the car below the video. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.